Well, here we are. What is going on, guys? What's going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. Before we start, as always, guys, this video is being sponsored by BetUS. Make sure you guys check out BetUS for a 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. Your second and third are 125%. Just make sure you guys use the promo code YouTube150. Now let's get into the video. So, pondering on the New York Giants and trying to, because I've got stuff I'm working on for the future for like Giants content and for the channel, obviously, but it's really become kind of pointless to make videos about what the Giants are right now. Like, I don't want to force content to you guys. I don't want to give you guys the injury report for the New York Giants or something like that. Like, I don't care enough to make a video about what the Giants are doing right now. I don't think anybody does, so I'm not going to make too much content on what the Giants are doing right now besides, talking about what happens after the game. Granted, I didn't talk too much about the Thanksgiving game because who cares? But, after the Saints game tomorrow, I'll try to make a video on what I thought about it. But, win or lose, it doesn't really matter right now. I think it's crazy. It's crazy the state that the New York Giants are in right now and how the fan base is. Like, that's why I kind of wanted to make a video on it, kind of just ramble a little bit, because I think we're all feeling the same thing. Now, whether this is post Daniel Jones, so whether we love Daniel Jones, whether we hated Daniel Jones, we're all in the same boat either way. We're Giants fans. And so we all have a different outlook on the season, but I think as things get worse and worse, as it's going to get worse before it gets better, as the Giants continue to keep losing games, I think we're all kind of wishing the Giants lost every game after this, right? I mean, we are in a tight competition with the Jacksonville Jaguars and Vegas Raiders for that number one overall pick. And I really do think it's going to be those three teams that end up getting those first three picks. It just matters about what the order is. With the Jacksonville and the Raiders still having to play each other, I would say if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, the Giants will at least have the second overall pick, and it would be either the Raiders or Jacksonville Jaguars with the first overall pick. So we'll see what happens with that. Deion Sanders just told Antonio Pierce from the Raiders, make sure I want you to draft Shadur and Shiloh. So that's going to be interesting. I'm a Cam Ward guy myself, so, we'll see what happens with that. But it's a sad state that the New York Giants are in right now. Obviously, we were once a very proud franchise of, Super Bowls, and I wouldn't say winning, because I don't even think winning has ever been kind of the strong suit of the New York Giants. It's always been resilience, right? It's always been fighting from behind, right? The Giants underdog story. The Giants came in as wild cards, and I think both their Super Bowls. And, they had to fight, scratch, and claw their way to the top. They took down a 9-7 team, took down a 17-0 team that was trying to go have their first undefeated season. Things like that. Winning has never been like the New York Giants thing. It's always been resilience and that underdog mentality and being able to keep fighting no matter what. But I think that's really kind of been beaten out of Giants fans. It kind of beaten out of the ambiance of the environment, right? The environment and the entire organization has kind of been beaten out of us. Like in the past 10 years, the Giants have made 2 playoff appearances, and 2022 was a Cinderella season where they overachieved, but 2016, I think we all knew the Giants weren't going that far. After that, obviously getting absolutely mollywopped by Green Bay. Over time, as Giants fans, we kind of just given up hope, right? Of course, there are some guys that just want to win every game no matter what, but it's pointless. It's pointless. It's pointless to really look at the New York Giants like, I hope nobody goes to the games. We have to do something as fans to show that something's got to change. Don't go to the games. Stop, constantly supporting them until they do something that is worth watching. The Giants have been not worth watching for quite a bit now. And they have a couple of good players here and there. Dexter Lawrence, Malik Neighbors is young. They brought in Brian Burns. They got a couple of stars, but it's like they're not putting it together, and it's been like that for the Giants have been the worst winningest team. Like they've been the most losingest team over the past 10 years. They had the least amount of wins, which is crazy because we had the Cleveland go like 0-16 and like 1-15, I believe, like in back-to-back years, and somehow they still have more wins than the Giants over the past 10 years, something like that. So it's crazy. But as a fan, it's like it's hard to fan. It's hard to fan. It's hard to be a content creator for this Giants team because I'm working on things for the offseason. I'm working on things for, the future. And there's nothing to talk about here. There's just nothing to talk about when it comes to the New York Giants. And I think we all feel that too. I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one where we're just not caring about what happens in these next 5 games. I'll be honest with you. I could even tell you the next 5 games the Giants have to play besides New Orleans. I know that we have to face the Eagles the last game of the season. I know we already faced the Cowboys twice. We faced the Washington Commanders twice. We still have Indianapolis. We still have Atlanta. And, I couldn't tell you the last team. So, there's that. I don't really care what happens as long as we lose. Like, I don't want us to win. I don't want us to come up with a surprise win. When it comes to the Eagles game, we might. I don't know if we'll even win that game, even with their backups. To be honest with you, so I don't even know. I don't know. This is just a rambling video. On just the sad state of the New York Giants and where they're at and where we're at as a fan base because. I'm looking around the content creators. I'm looking around the fan base. I'm looking around Giants Twitter, and it's like pretty much dead right now. Like we're just sitting there. We're all complaining. Content creators aren't really involved right now, and that's me myself included. We're kind of looking forward to the all season. We're kind of like waiting for this season to end, and yeah, I mean I've never felt like this as a fan at all. You even go back to 2023, I was still kind of immersed on what was going on, Of course, I was busy a lot during this time of year because of my job, but I was still immersed on, like, the Tommy DeVito stuff and, what the Giants were going, with Wing Martindale having a good defense and stuff like that, but now I just don't care. Like, if I'm watching the game, I'm watching for Tyrone Tracy, I'm watching for Malik Neighbors, Dexter Lawrence is out, for the year. Deonte Banks is, like, not good, and, you just root for the young guys, and hopefully that carries over to next season. But, post Daniel Jones, like, now this franchise needs to lock in. Now they have to, they're doing things the right way so far, right? I'm not complaining with what they're doing because I honestly think they're tanking. A lot of people come in my comments every time I mention tanking. Every time I mention tanking, you guys always come in my comments. The Giants aren't tanking; they just suck. I don't know if that's true. The Giants have overachieved with Brian Daboll for 2 years, winning 6 games last year when they shouldn't have, and winning 9 games the 2 years prior, and winning a playoff game at that when they shouldn't have. Though both those rosters weren't equipped to have that many wins, I think the Giants are just tanking right now, and I think Brian Daboll kind of turned his IQ off because he feels like a different coach right now. He wasn't a perfect coach the prior 2 seasons, obviously, but this year it's just different. So, like I said, I think the Giants are doing what they have to do right now for the future. And like I said, if Brian Daboll and Joe Shane are not fired by the end of the season, that means John Mara is in on the tank. That means they were tanking. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you see them fired, then that's a different story because you wouldn't intentionally tank if your job security was on the line. That's like, duh. That's duh. So if they actually lose their jobs at the end of this season, then the Giants are just that bad. But if they're tanking, they're not going to lose their jobs, and John Mara is going to see the vision. So it seemed like John Mara still trusted Joe Shane, even watching from Hard Knocks. There was a lot of things they disagreed with that John Mara kind of just went over with, like kind of was complacent in. He should be. I mean, the GM should be the one running the show, and the owner should just hope for the best. Hope that they hire the right guy. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I mean, this is where we're at right now. We're looking for a quarterback. We're looking for better. Hopefully, we have a really good draft like we did last year and build from that and try to save money. Stop going after it in free agency, trying to overspend to try to fill in holes because, I think the Giants could have done without Brian Burns, to be honest with you. I know he has 6 sacks right now. Cool. But I think we could have done without keeping, $27 million for that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we try to save some money, draft well, draft a good quarterback, and build from there. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!